The Grand Council chamber existed in 3 dimensions, technically, but anyone who had been there knew it felt like it occupied more. Space bent around the colossal station, engineered to host 200 intelligent species without anyone accidentally suffocating, melting, or floating off the floor. Ambassador Ethan Veyra stood in the human delegation section, somewhere between the newly contacted Frim species and a coalition of asteroid miners who had declared independence last decade. Humanity had made it to the galactic stage. Present, yes, but hardly important. For 6 long months, the Zenith Accord negotiations had dragged on, each session peeling back layers of ancient grudges that made Earth's worst diplomatic feuds look like playground squabbles. Today's debate involved borders drawn during wars that predated the discovery of fire. Ethan had long stopped trying to track the details. His job was simple: observe, take notes, and above all, don't start an interstellar incident. Then Queen Sarithyx rose from her throne, and the entire chamber fell silent. The Kael Dominion didn't just command respect, they commanded silence. 30 star systems under their banner. A military legacy written in conquest, and a queen whose tactical brilliance was taught across galaxies. She descended from the Kael platform, her steps echoing like pronouncements of fate. Platinum threads glimmered from her elongated ears, marking her royal status under the chamber's multicolored lights. She passed elder species, mediators older than civilizations, and walked straight toward the human section. Ethan's brain went into full diplomatic error check mode. Then she stopped and pointed directly at him.
"That one belongs to me."
Her voice, carried with perfect clarity, instantly translated into 200 languages by a system that had never once failed. The chamber erupted. Delegates shouted in outrage, translators filled the air with disbelief, and Ethan's colleagues stared at him as if he had personally offended the galaxy itself. Queen Sarithyx didn't flinch. Her gaze locked onto Ethan, her focus sharp as a targeting system. The Veyran senior mediator, a being so ancient that time itself bowed to them, called for order. Their harmonic voice sliced through the chaos like a blade.
"Explain this claim, Queen Sarithyx."
The queen spoke, her words deliberate and precise. "By the ancient rights of the Kael, I claim this human as my bonded mate. This claim is witnessed by this council and sealed by my word." The uproar that followed made the previous chaos sound polite. Ethan's diplomatic training covered everything, from first contact etiquette to declining lethal alien cuisine. But this? There was no protocol for an alien warrior queen declaring you her mate in front of the galaxy. In Kael culture, a bonded mate wasn't just a partner. It was a political merger, uniting bloodlines, power, and destiny.
But humanity barely managed 3-star systems and still occasionally lost satellites.
Ambassador Chen, his superior, looked torn between calling it a triumph or a catastrophe. Ethan finally found his voice. "Your Majesty, with respect, I think there's been a misunderstanding." "There is no misunderstanding," Sarithyx replied. "Ambassador Veyra, I have chosen. The question is whether you accept." 200 species fell silent, waiting for his answer. An emergency recess bought Ethan 30 minutes to process what was either a marriage proposal or the start of a new empire. In the human chamber, Ambassador Chen paced furiously. "If you refuse, we insult the Kael and doom humanity's standing. If you accept blindly, we might be signing ourselves into servitude."
"What do we know about her motives?" someone asked.
"Nothing that explains this," muttered Turi's, scrolling through data. "Kael queens choose mates for strategic reasons. No offense, Ethan, but humanity offers nothing they need." The door hissed open. Queen Sarithyx entered, alone. Her usual guards were absent. Her tone softened.
"You wonder why?" She took a step closer.
3 months ago, during preliminary talks, you proposed the shared prosperity doctrine, prioritizing survival and cooperation over territorial greed. Every elder race dismissed it as naive. I did not. I saw someone who imagines peace where others see only conflict.
Her gaze burned, not with dominance but with urgency.
An ancient threat stirs at the galaxy's edge, the same force that nearly destroyed all life 10,000 years ago. The Council argues while the danger grows. My claim is not possession, Ambassador. It is the alliance we will need to survive.
Ethan understood then. She wasn't binding him. She was forcing the galaxy's hand. "You're using cultural law to forge a military coalition," he said. "I am using the only law this council respects," she replied. When the session resumed, Sarithyx repeated her claim. Ethan stepped forward. "I accept, but with conditions. This union will be a partnership. Not Kael dominance, not human dependence. We share power. We build something new together." A ripple of astonishment spread to the chamber. Sarithyx smiled slightly. "Agreed. Witnessed by this council." The Veyran mediator spoke again, their ancient voice tinged with awe.
"In 10,000 years of council history, I have never witnessed such a union. A warrior queen and a diplomat forging peace where none believed possible. Perhaps this is wisdom. Or folly. Perhaps both."
2 weeks later, the bonding ceremony united two civilizations. The Kael introduced the humans to their rituals of combat and trust, survival trials meant to forge unity through shared struggle. Humans, in turn, taught emotional openness, a strength Kael royalty had long buried under armor and duty. They discovered they were not opposites, but mirrors. Both valued strategy over force. Both saw leadership as service, not control. And both carried the weight of representing entire worlds. Standing together before the council, Queen Sarithyx leaned close and whispered, "I chose you because you sought peace when everyone else demanded war. That is not weakness. It is the strength the galaxy will need." Ethan smiled softly. "And I accept it because you saw hope where others saw only walls. That's not naivety. That's partnership." The galaxy would remember that moment, the day a queen and a human diplomat chose unity over fear.